All right, let's rip the top off another brand new hour, shall we? I'm glad you're here to do it with me. It's the Steve Gruber Show. Common sense, the foxhole of freedom, no panic zone. It's all here for you every single day. Tell your friends, gather around the campfire. We got things to talk about. Here are three big things to discuss this hour. Number one, a class dismissed. Siena Heights, a university in Michigan, calling it quits, closing its doors. It is a trend in America. Universities going out of business. Gosh, who could have figured? Number two, the Supreme Court is going to review a move by the Attorney General in Michigan to attack a pipeline. Yeah, an energy pipeline. And number three, while we're on it here in Michigan, how about this? Pete Buttigieg, who claims to be from Michigan. He's not, of course. He moved here with his husband and their two adopted children. Make of that what you will. Apparently, on top of polling, as far as a new Emerson College poll as to who would the front runner be for the Democrats today, I think Pete Buttigieg is the perfect candidate. He's accomplished nothing. He's done nothing. He was the mayor of South Bend, Indiana. And other than that, transportation secretary when Ohio burned and bridges collapsed, he did little. The former frontrunner from Michigan was the governor here, Gretchen Whitmer. She's back to the pack now. Go figure. So according to the Emerson poll, Buttigieg, who has a home in Traverse City, is polling at 16%, which puts him ahead of Kamala Harris at 13%, and Gavin Newsom at 12%. I think bring Kamala back. I'm all for Kamala Harris. She's my favorite. Of course, Buttigieg, look, these people have done nothing. He's not a governor. He's not a senator. He's not anything. Gretchen Whitmer polling at 3%, which puts her in a tie with Senator Cory Booker of New Jersey. For someone who's been floated as a rising Democrat star, Whitmer doesn't appear to have any big Gretch momentum, more like big ditch momentum. She's in the ditch, baby. Bernie Sanders gets 5% by comparison. He'd be 91 years old by the time he got to 2033 if he were to be elected. 91. We keep going older and older and dumber and dumber. Just bizarre. The leading candidate among Democrats in the poll, undecided. 23%, by the way. So how about, let's see. Who's leading on the Republican side? I'll bet you can guess this one. I'll bet you can figure this one out. That's right, J.D. Vance. The senator, current vice president, dominating the GOP field, 46%. Marco Rubio, whose stock continues to rise. Marco Rubio has proven to be an effective, outspoken Secretary of State. He's blunt. He's to the point. He is fun to watch on Sunday morning television as he fillets these talking heads with common sense and real answers. The gotcha questions seem to go nowhere as he guts them like a fish. Ron DeSantis, 9 points. So he's improved from where he was. Ron DeSantis, look, the whole conversation between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis yesterday at Alligator Alcatraz shows you that relationship has been repaired. Ron DeSantis rising again. Look, he's a good governor. And I say that, well, look, I've got Gretchen Whitmer. So by comparison, there is no comparison. Right? And so, anyhow, Ron DeSantis at 9. Even Bobby Kennedy, 5% is a Republican. The survey identified top current issues: the economy, number 1, threats to democracy, 22, immigration still up there at number 3. But with Buttigieg leading the pack with just 16% and Whitmer barely registering, Michigan's role in the 2028 presidential election seems more symbolic than significant at this point. I think that's fair to say. More symbolic than significant. You know what is significant? Leah Thomas losing all of his medals and all of his accolades and all of his victories being erased. Because Leah Thomas is a dude. He competed as a transgender woman. Leah Thomas is a dude. And remember when he finished in the same time as Riley Gaines, and they gave him the medal and said no to her. They gave the tiebreak to him for no apparent reason. Well, he's gone now. As the University of Pennsylvania says, we're going to follow the rules put forth by the Trump administration. We're going to recognize Title IX as they should. Good grief, people. This was not a hard lift. Women play women, men play men. Never the two shall meet, not in real competition. Elementary school is one thing, maybe even into middle school, but not in high school and college. Good grief, people. This is not a hard thing to figure out. By the way, Riley Gaines weighed in yesterday after having heard the announcement that the University of Pennsylvania would ban men from women's sports, apologize to all the women impacted, and get rid of all Leah Thomas's alleged victories, which they were not, of course. It's cheating. It's stolen valor. It's whatever you want to call it. Riley Gaines had this to say.
Institutions have brought upon themselves has not been and cannot be undone, but the first step in recapturing the rights of women is for wrongdoers to admit that they're wrong, and that's what the University of Pennsylvania is doing today by acknowledging on behalf of its faculty, on behalf of its administrators, on behalf of its students, and on behalf of its alumni, that what the University of Pennsylvania did was not just shameful, not just wrong, it was illegal. It violated well-established federal law, of course that federal law being Title IX, which is very, very clear, by the way. Prevents any sort of sex-based discrimination within any educational program that receives federal funds. This admission by the University of Pennsylvania begins the process of protecting future generations against these heinous wrongs.
Yeah, these heinous wrongs. She's so spot on. Good for Riley Gaines. Good for the people that stood up for what was right. She's been on this program a number of times. It's been a while. Should get her back now. Probably should get her back and talk to her about this huge victory. Take care of your home's title because scammers can steal it when you don't even know it. The FBI calls it house stealing. They fill out some forms, they file it with the county. Next thing you know, your home isn't yours, but you don't even know it until those dunning notices come in the mailbox saying you owe money. And you're like, for what? Because they took money out, took loans out against the equity in your home. Maybe they even sold the home behind your back. It happens. If you're like me, you say, that doesn't really happen. I never worry about my home's title. You should. That's why I trust Home Title Lock and their $1 million triple lock protection. Keeps your home and equity safe. You get 24/7 monitoring of your property, urgent alerts if there are any changes. If fraud should occur, they'll spend $1 million to fix the fraud and restore your title, no additional cost. Best part, you can get a free title history report right now because they have partnered with me. It's $250 value. Just go to HomeTitleLock.com, promo code Gruber. HomeTitleLock.com, promo code Gruber. You'll have peace of mind tonight. I'll be right back.